Guys, welcome to the Wrathbox first video on market. Yeah, I said it, market. I've always tried to, I was trying to think about what's the best way to go about it, because talking about market can be a very sensitive subject. It can be the difference between cards moving in your favor, sometimes cards not moving in your favor. Very sensitive subject. And this is why a lot of people actually will hold off on their market videos or actually put their market videos to release so far ahead of time because you don't want, you know, market movements to move because sometimes it may not be in your favor, sometimes it is in your favor, but you just don't know how the market will react. Nobody has that crystal ball of when things are or how things are gonna unfold. And I have like a little short story on that. I was actually, I've been playing since December 2020, so I really started getting into buying cards, singles and things like that in January. I went ahead and I was actually this was on the Facebook group app. I look at eBay, uh, just different sources on buying cards, and this was on the Facebook group app. I had been eyeing a certain X card, for quite some time. At least 2 weeks, I was eyeing a certain card, so I knew a certain price point. And this particular card, I go ahead and I put up on the Facebook group app, searching for X card, looking for around this price, et cetera, et cetera. I kid you not. I look back an hour later, and the three lowest listings on TCG Player had been bought out. Now it could just be coincidence, I can't assume that I made a market movement, but I kind of felt that these listings had been sitting there for a week and a half to 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden, an hour later, the lowest three listings just got bought out. Fortunately for me, I was still able to get the price at I was still able to get the card at the price that I wanted. This was via eBay that I actually found a good seller, and he was willing to sell it to me. And I was able to get a good price on this particular card before market just went crazy. We're recording this in the beginning of April. So yes, talking about market is a very sensitive subject. So you have to be very careful when you release X videos, especially if you have a big following. Um, so like I said, we're recording this beginning of April. I don't know when I'll put this video out. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to move markets. I don't want to be that guy. I just like to talk about market as well. I love financial. Um, I love financial when it comes down to finance and financial intelligence and all this other crazy stuff that I love getting into. So this is going to be the first, finance video. But we're going to actually do this on the Rainbow Heroes promos, particular, your WTR heroes and your ARC heroes and the promos and what I've been seeing, what I've been noticing, things like that since I've been watching them in early January. So I've been watching a lot of these heroes since January. This is your Katsu, Bravo, Dorinthia, and your Reinar. We'll go ahead and we'll talk about the WTR first. And I'd noticed that a lot of these heroes had held some strong support levels, especially Dorinthia holding strong support levels at like mid 35, early 40s, holding strong support at those levels. While the other three were kind of, your low 30s, your high 20s, and they kind of held support there. Now, I did pick up a copy of some Dorinthia. This was like when she was in mid 40s, because like I said, I'd noticed her. She never really got below mid 30s. I think the lowest I probably saw her get down to was like maybe around the 37. And now we're looking at her, and she's sitting at 87. I think a few days ago she got up to as high as 96. Now, I'm making the video out now because I've noticed that Katsu in the last couple of days, Katsu has just been rising, and now we have one listing for $96. I saw Katsu in the beginning of January, around the January time, when I picked up my copy. He was actually in the mid 20s. So to my seeing, I'm noticing that the four WTR heroes have had some strong support levels at that 30, 35 range. So every time they kind of dip below 30, I kind of to myself was like, that's a good value buy. So I saw Katsu dip below 30. I picked up my copy of Katsu's. Um, I did see Bravo and Reinar actually dip into the low 20s. I actually think I saw them at one point get even under like like the high teens. We're talking 18, 19. And man, I don't know why I didn't pick up my copies. Then, you look back at certain price points and you're like, man, what was I not thinking on? What was I thinking that I didn't buy it at the time? So unfortunately, I didn't pick up the Bravo or the Rhinar until just recently. Now that I've seen this crazy spike with Katsu, I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and pick up Bravo and Rhinar at 32 apiece, around 32 average. Because if you look at Dorinthia, she's at 87. You look at Katsu and he's at 96. This either is two things: either Katsu and Dorinthia are just way overvalued, or the second option, which I hope is the option that I'm choosing, Bravo and Rhino are very undervalued at $30. And like I said, they've been holding this price point. They've been holding that low 30 price point for the last like 2 weeks now, maybe even 3 weeks. Katsu's kind of gradually, going up as the weeks were going on, and Dorinthia just out of nowhere just shot up. I think in a couple of days she went from 40 and then just went to 60 and then 80 and then she almost got into the hundreds. And then Katsu's doing it. So this tells me that I just think that Bravo and Rhino are just very undervalued at $30, holding that strong price point for now at $30. So I went ahead and was like, you know what, let me pick up my copies, complete my WTR promo set, and be done with it. Hopefully that is a good, hopefully it's a good price entry for these two guys. And now we're going to go and get into the ARC. Now Viscera has been holding that strong 70 support level for quite some time. He's been holding that level probably since I've been looking at him. Never really dipping below, never really going up. So this tells me he's got strong support at that mark, around that 70 range. So at this point, I love getting into stocks as well. If he's been holding that strong support at 70, he's consolidating either at this point for, fortunately, we just don't have charts, but he's either consolidating for a breakdown or a breakout. We have yet to see what he's going to do. Now, Kano actually has moved up. Kano was one of the ones that I just never really had any interest in buying at the moment, but I did see him go from, mid 40 strong support level, dip into the 50s, get into the 60s, and now he's sitting at 71. So he's gone up since I've been watching them. Azalea's kind of been holding that strong support level around, 70 to 80. She's just below at 66. I actually don't even know if she has a listing at the moment. It says she actually, is this the right? Yeah, this is the current. Actually, she has no listings. Interesting. Very, very interesting. She has no listings, but she was holding a very strong support level at around, 70 to $80. A little bit more sometimes I would see, but there's actually no listings for Azalea. That to me, that's a bullish indicator. That means people are buying it. A lot of speculation coming up on Monarch with the whole Arsenal thing. So this is why she was. That's probably why she's been bought out. I wouldn't be surprised at a lot of speculation on that. Very interesting to see what price point she will bring out, but she did held strong support levels around your, I would say the strong support like that I've been watching around the 80 mark. Now we get into the young heroes. Now, market price for young WTR heroes, I wish I could tell you, but they're kind of, I don't want to say they're all over the place, but they are very high valued as I don't think very much were given, so I don't really see these come up on the market too often. So unfortunately, I don't have too much market data or any support levels or resistance levels that I can tell you about. But the young ARC heroes are very interesting as Kano has gone up a little bit, held that strong support level around 70, held that strong support around 70, has gone up a little bit. This is due to probably the fact that the skirmishes that we've had in the recent, in the recent month, it's been a lot of wizard play. So that is probably why you'll see him now at the 90, because I did have a chance to pick up one around the 60, 50 range. So he's gone up. Now, young Dash has held some strong support level at like 110, 120, 100 area. She's held that strong 110 support level, and now she's sitting at 150. I guess waifu card of the young heroes, she's never dropped below. I've never seen her get under 3 digits. Held strong support at 110 and sitting at 150 with 3 listings. I would wait just a little bit to see what she does, but she's one of the more valued ones. Dash, the adult Dash, actually is kind of hovered around this 82 range, around the 80 mark. I would say that's a very strong support level for her. I did see her get up a little bit. She was in the low 100s for some time and then kind of dipped down and kind of held this 80 mark for the last week or so. So she's had some strong support at the 80 mark. The young Azalea. Now remember, this goes back to the Monarch speculation. This 76 price range actually would not probably be not a bad idea. She's held that support level. She's held support level around 70 to 80. There's only one listing left with two support levels at your 100, your mid 100 and your low 100. So this could be, you buy your 76 and you could actually put down a new support level at 100, around the 100 range. Um, may not actually be a bad idea to buy this one. We'd have to see where the market goes, but once again, I've seen these heroes get a little bit lower. Um, could be a little bit risky, but with Monarch coming in, bringing a new influx of players, with the new speculation on the whole Arsenal thing, getting some more cards, added to the arsenal, this card could, you know, you may not see that 76, that 70, 80 support area anymore. It might just set a new low at the 100. But that is your market, that is going over your market. I really wanted to put this out because after seeing Katsu just kind of go from 50 to 96 over like in a day, within a span of like 2-3 days, which to me is kind of crazy how fast this one sparked with just one listing available left. Um, that's why I wanted to make it. I just if Katsu and Dorinthia are sitting at 87 and 96, I just think that Bravo and Ryan are just so undervalued at 33, even if they're not widely played, just for the fact that they're rainbow foil promos, heroes, the adult ones, and if these guys can get into the 90s being played, even though they're not played, I still see a lot of room for these two. So that's why I went ahead and picked up my copies at 32 just to complete my set. Now with a new influx of players in Monarch, this is the beginning of April, so who knows? They'll probably look back and just want to start picking up some of these, you know, opportunities that they missed to pick up some of the Rainbow Hero promos. So that's my uptake on it. I do think Bravo and Rhino are a really good price entry right now. If you look at all of the other adult heroes, they all have that, strong support at 70, 80, 90, and these guys are just sitting here at 30. So it could be very undervalued. Could be very undervalued. Well, that is it, guys. That is my first market video. Hope you guys like it. I don't know when I will release the videos. Like I said, I think just talking about market in general is a very sensitive subject. You don't want to spark movements. Sometimes it's not in your favor. Sometimes it is in your favor. But this is why you put your market videos, just ahead of time, just to enjoy talking about market without actually moving the market. You know what I mean? It's a very sensitive subject. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys get some insight on the Rainbow Hero promos. And yeah, man, hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you.